So give me an idea of where's Brighton Towers.
Brighton Towers is a high building on a high hill, just where 481 South meets 81 South, on the south end of the city, off Brighton Ave. Brighton Ave runs next to it, and so does Rock Cut Road.
That would be Syracuse.
Pardon?
Well, is that Syracuse?
Yes, that's in Syracuse,
Oh, okay.
on the south, in the south end of Syracuse.
Well, what transpired for you to be so aggravated about the judges and the lawyers and the police? Did you get a case? Did you?
Yes, Brighton Tower tried to, the manager of Brighton Tower, Nancy Meduno, told me she would not renew my lease immediately after I gave her medical records showing damage to my lungs. I stayed until the end of my lease. Then she threatened to evict me. And they accused me of many things. They have a list of maybe 20 bullet points of accusations. They accused me of threatening people. They accused me of harassing people. They accused me of complaining about cigarettes. One of the reasons they gave for trying to evict me was because I complained about cigarettes. I get the paper that shows that is one of the reasons. Then they tried to force me to sign a deal, saying essentially the first bullet point on the deal that they tried to make me sign is this. They said, in effect, you can stay here, but you are banned from complaining about cigarettes and cigarette tobacco to staff, to tenants, and any other person or entity. That means if they could have proved that I spoke about complaining about cigarettes in a yurt in Mongolia, they could have evicted me from my apartment in Brighton Tower. So I refused to make the deal. Then I asked for a jury trial. I had a lawyer help me with legal aid services in central New York. We had a 4-day jury trial. The jury found in my favor. They were asked, did this man threaten anyone? All 6 jurors said no. Then they asked, did this man harass anyone? 5 of the 6 jurors said no. Those are examples. Then they asked, did this man do anything that caused Brighton Towers serious financial damage or hurt anybody in Brighton Towers? The jurors said no. So now I got to go back to my apartment. And after I won the jury trial, now they were really mad at me. They never stopped coming after me after that. By the way, when I testified against some Brighton Tower staff, those staff got fired. A guy named Mike Moore got fired. This guy tried coming after me with a snowplow in the winter. He tried pushing a big heavy door into me. And this man told me words that meant that they knew what I was doing inside my apartment. They were covertly monitoring with cameras the inside of my apartment. There was no escape of the meaning of his words. Fast forward, now that was in 2008. This went on throughout 2008. Fast forward, in 2010, I found out that Bill Magnarelli, the assemblyman, participates in putting smokers into Brighton Towers. I know this because he told me so. I met him in Schiller Park in Syracuse, August 5. We spoke. I told him about Brighton Tower smokers, and he knew of me. And the first words out of Magnarelli's mouth were, we've got to put them somewhere.